Well, despite the destruction and fracas that have erupted as a result of the CBN's Naira redesign policy, the economy is also somewhat affected. And to better help us understand how, we're joined on the news by Frank Osobwe, an alumnus of the United Nations African Institute for Economic Development and Planning. Thank you very much for joining me on the news. Now, the effect of the central bank's directive has taken the shape of protests across the country. Help us paint a picture. In the long term, how would you say the country's economy will be affected by this policy?
Thank you very much. In the long term, the country's economy is going to still be adversely affected. In the short term, the negative effects will be very severe. Having a situation where the CBN is mopping up money from circulation, they are taking out money from circulation without injecting money into the circulation. So they need to inject money into the system so that people can have access to their money and economy. Right now, nothing is happening. The economy is halted. Everything is at a standstill. People cannot transact except through online platforms. So our economy is essentially or basically a spot economy. What that means is that transactions are paid for immediately or at the point of purchases. So cash is necessary for such spot economy. Without cash, the economy will definitely suffer, which is what we're going through now. In the long run, if this is continued, the economic condition will be very, very bad, and it will take a longer time to heal.
Now, alongside the protests, somehow the CBN's Naira redesign policy has also generated a conflicting situation, with the Supreme Court's order and the President's directive on the old 200 Naira notes being legal. And now we have state governors threatening banks that fail to accept the old notes. So I must ask how you would say this will affect the general business environment of Nigeria.
Again, this will have a negative effect on the general business environment. The international business audience will lose faith. They will lose confidence in the Nigerian economy. The local business audience, the organized private sector, the micro and medium-scale enterprise sector, everyone will lose faith. They will lose hope. They will lose confidence. And then transactions generally, business transactions generally have been slowed down badly. Many factories are operating far below plant size now, far below their installed capacity. And you know what that means. In the short term and even in the medium term, there's a high likelihood of workers losing their jobs. The economy is also going to suffer negatively. There will be losses. Companies will incur heavy losses. The banking sector, for instance, they are going to suffer a lot because many people will find it difficult to start banking the way they used to. So there is urgent need for all the factions, both the Supreme Court, the state governors, the presidency, and the CBN, to look at things from the perspective of the negative impact and then come up with solutions, particularly solutions that will ensure smooth transactions, because currently the country is not experiencing very smooth transactions. If you pay through online, sometimes these payments don't go because the infrastructure, they are actually not up to this. They were not really designed for this kind of impromptu rise in pressure. The bandwidth of some of these apps, all these bank apps, they are not really functioning efficiently. So you can't turn this or transform the economy overnight from a spot economy to a cashless economy. It takes phasing, it takes some form of transition, and the government needs to engage that.
All right, now, Frank Osobwe, alumnus of the United Nations African Institute for Economic Development and Planning, thank you very much for your time and your contribution.